presentation here. First quarter driver of the year award.
Yep. By panelists of 20, it's actually 18 now, drivers, journalists and TV people voted you driver of the year first quarter. You're up against IndyCar drivers, NHRA, and we're very proud to present you with this nice heavy trophy. Thanks.
Okay, Matt Lewis, right here, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I have a box upstairs.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You heard it.
Thank you.
Now you can have that.
It only cost me about $1,000. All right, we're now joined by Matt Kenseth, who's currently 5th in points. Matt, historically, snow hasn't been your best place, but new car, new team, and great start to the season. How do you feel about this weekend?
Well, it's always a challenging weekend, but I am looking forward to it. We only get a shot at this once a year. Like you touched on, hasn't been my best track by any means. So different car. This car's been pretty good for us everywhere. Been fairly competitive everywhere. So looking forward to getting out there today, seeing what it drives like. I kind of like the schedule, just working on the race today, and go qualify tomorrow and get ready for Sunday.
Speaking of qualifying, what do you think of the new road course qualifying rules for?
I don't know, what is it? I think it'll be all right. I think it's fun today just to work on race trim the whole day, honestly, and then tomorrow we just have a little short session. I'm not. I was only half joking. I don't know the exact rules. I know they're doing it different. I think we get a couple laps with a group out there or whatever. So it's fine. There's always a lot of pressure when you got to go out and do one lap, and you have so many corners. It's kind of easy to mess up. So I think it'll be fine.
All right, we'll open up to questioning. You just state your name and affiliation. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start here with Holly.
Holly Kane, U.S. Oh, I almost said U.S.
You don't even know where you work?
No.
Wow. Sorry.
Dang, Gluck, maybe you're getting replaced already. Or Nate.
No. NASCAR.com. I was actually a little surprised to look up at the stats and see that road courses, as much as you've won and all these big races and the championship and everything, that you haven't had a lot of success on the road courses. Can you attribute that to any one thing? Is it a style of racing that you like? I mean, why is that?
I don't know exactly why it is. I've always really enjoyed Watkins Glen. This track has been a little bit more of a struggle. They're really different. Everybody groups road courses together. It's kind of like grouping ovals together. I mean, these two tracks, in my opinion, couldn't be any different. So this one's always been very challenging for me. It's really narrow, really slick. It's just been a challenge. We only go to 2 road courses, so they kind of group them all together. But I don't know. I just felt like I haven't been very good at it. So hopefully I'll be better at it this week. Yeah, you're always working to get better everywhere. It's hard to really work at it besides to study and think about it and look over information and watch races and do things like that, because with a limited amount of testing, we weren't going to burn a test up to come all the way out here. So when you only get to do it twice a year, it's hard to really work at it a whole lot, but certainly I work at it as hard as I can.
Kimberly Yuzo, Kid Scoop News. What has been the highlight of your racing career?
Of my whole career? To pick one thing. That's tough. I mean, you always remember the first time you ever got to do anything. So I remember my first win is the first thing that pops into my mind, because that was kind of the start of my career. That was my 3rd week of racing. We won the feature out of this little local quarter-mile track, so that was a pretty exciting night. But I think you always remember the first time you do anything and hit big milestones. Your first win in a particular series, first NASCAR win in the Nationwide Series. Remember that, and then your championship. So probably the first time you got to do most of those things.
Woody Kane
with Motor Racing Network. Matt, with all the talk of TRD dialing back and then giving you a little bit more back in terms of what they're trying to do for reliability, have you noticed that each week from the seat, and how do you think it might show here?
I don't think horsepower means a whole lot when you come here, maybe a little bit for qualifying, but this is, of all the tracks on the circuit, this is probably the one you need the least amount of horsepower. It's real slick. There's a lot of places, typically after 5 or 6 laps, you can hardly even, floor it. So it's this is not a horsepower track at all. So this, you know, you don't worry about it, but you want reliability like you do anywhere else. You know, there's a lot of high RPMs here and a lot of shifting and easy to mistake, that type of thing. But this is definitely not a horsepower track at all.
Right here. Louis Frank of Auto Week and Reuters. Matt, you brought up testing. Do you guys go to VIR to test, or if you don't, would you consider doing some test at a non-NASCAR road course?
We did. Typically every year we go somewhere and test your road course cars, but, you know, going to VIR and testing is fine, but it's kind of like going to, I don't know, Caraway or something and testing for Richmond, you know. So it's just... there is no replica of this track unless you come out here and test. But, you know, again, that's grouping all the road course stuff together. And I know there's similarities in style and that type of thing. But to me, it's a lot different than here. I don't usually take away a lot from there that I think will help me here. But it was good to go get a day of road course testing in and kind of get back in the swing of things.
Any questions upstairs?
Too late.
No questions.
All right, we'll go to Jenna up front here.
Jenna Fryer, AP. You know, they say that ringers, you know, people come in here and bring ringers. Is there such a thing as ringers? Do you really think that they have a shot? And is there any sort of resentment from the regulars towards these ringers?
No, I think back in the day it seemed like there was more than today. I think when the rules changed, when the COT came along, I think it equaled up a lot. You know, everybody a lot. Him with a lot of the rules changes, gear ratios and ren gears and all that stuff. It has everybody so much closer together. It doesn't seem like they come in and really dominate anymore. I certainly think they have a chance. You know, I don't know who the lists of all of them are anymore, but I know, you know, in the day it seemed like there was 3 or 4 regulars that were really good at road racing, and then there was the rest of them that were just kind of average, and there was the rest of them that I fell in that group that were just terrible. And, you know, Ron Fellows and some of those guys could come in and run really well and bore us and seem like they have a shot. I don't know if they will this time or not, really, until after the race Sunday, honestly, or see how they're running. But I certainly think it's the cars are a lot more equal, and everybody's probably a little better at it than they used to be. You're welcome.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today.
You still work there?
As far as I know, I mean, I did before this press conference. Last week it came out that Jason Leffler didn't have life insurance, and obviously it's probably difficult on many levels for race car drivers to get that. Did you have it when you were coming up through the ranks? I mean, obviously you probably afford it now, but when you were a younger driver and at the lower levels, did you have it, and was it hard to get when you were you know, racing at the non-professional levels, kind of?
Well, man, it's all, you cover a lot of ground there. I mean, Jason, you know, wasn't really a young and up and coming driver anymore. I mean, certainly he was successful, you know, in a nationwide series, truck series, cup series. He had a really successful career, really. I don't know a lot about his personal, you know, personal financial situation and that type of stuff. I don't really want to talk about mine either, but certainly I do know that race car drivers can get life insurance, and I don't know who does or who hasn't, or how much money they saved through their career, how much money they had, and that type of thing. But certainly had a really successful career, and you know, I would imagine he had some money saved up.
Hey, Matt, Tom Zaleski for USA Today. Yes, I know. It's a long story. I'll tell you about it later. Anyway, even with your, for lack of a better term, lack of success here, is there any optimism at all as you prep for this weekend?
Heck yeah! Did you just see the optimism oozing out of me sitting here? Yeah, I mean, we haven't even been on a track yet. Our cars have been pretty fast everywhere, so yeah. I mean, I'm as optimistic. I'm more optimistic today than I've ever been on a Friday coming to Sonoma. So, you know, you don't know what the day holds or the rest of the weekend holds, but I feel all right about it. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Jenna?
They tell us everything before you.
Yeah, cool.
Dave Wilson has one.
I think we get new ones every week.
I think it's the 1 year anniversary of your decision to do something different in your career.
A little bit before that, it's actually the 1 year anniversary of you chasing people around the garage after the race Sunday, and then.
No, it was before the race.
Yeah. Oh, was it before the race?
Yeah,
oh,
Sunday
okay.
morning.
Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Carry on. So, looking back at it, pretty pleased with how things have turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're early. We're still early in what I hope will be a long time spent, at JGR, and I hope we'll do a lot more things than we did. But certainly the year, there's been ups and downs. There's been things that have happened, but certainly I think that we've had more success than a lot of us maybe would have thought we would, to get going. So I feel like the way everything played out, even last year, ending the year pretty strong, and feel like everybody really, fulfilled their commitments and worked hard to, end that deal successfully, and that all ended good. And then certainly this has started really well. I feel really good about the early part of our season and where we're at and how we've been performing, and hopefully we can keep that up. I mean, it's been an awesome start, so I hope we can keep that up through the end of the year when it really counts.
Any more questions upstairs?
No questions.
Should Biffle have helped Carl clean his grill?
Yeah, absolutely. He should have. I mean, he was way out in front of us all. I mean, I think they should have both slowed down to get at a safe speed before they did it, and pulled over as low as they could. What do you think, Clint? But slow. Yeah, they should have slowed down to a safe speed, and then they should have cleaned it off. And once I got out in front of them a ways, then they should have picked up their pace and got going again. Actually, I don't know where Clint was running at the time, but should have made sure they got behind Clint too, and then got going. Yeah.
All right, Matt. Well, I think we're all set. Thanks for coming in.